What's up, guys? We're back for another episode of the Misguided Misfits podcast. As always, it's your girls, Pips.
And Isis.
And I apologize. Isis apologizes for this little break, but life be life and okay. And trying to link up both of our schedules gets kind of difficult every now and again. We are full time workers. I'm a full time wife and mother. So and I got a full time job. So, and I got a business. Y'all, I be doing too much, and I'm starting a wrestling podcast. So, blame ISIS for me being overloaded with stuff. Okay.
That sounds like don't blame me. I have nothing to do with that.
If we roll the cameras back, I think a couple of weeks ago, ISIS suggested that I start a WWE podcast, and I just been toying around with the idea for a while. And originally, I was gonna
If
do like
I suggested you jump off a bridge, would you
I
jump?
think about it
Lord Jesus.
because, and you know, when our parents used to say that, like low key though, kids be jumping off bridges into like lakes and stuff. Would I do that? No, because I'm not the best swimmer, but I would think about it. But that's neither here nor there. Shout out to all the 2024 high school graduates. I'm loving seeing all of these kids graduating from high school, including my beautiful daughters. I'm so proud of them. If they ever listen to this episode, shout out to them. But y'all also making me feel old as fuck.
Girl. Also,
Somebody,
shout out to my a family friend. It's her niece is graduating this year. And I remember when her mom was pregnant. She'll be 18 this year, which means we were 14. So yeah, I remember when her mom was pregnant with her. And now that I was gone for 13 years also, but then to come back and she's like grown basically. She had her prom yesterday as we were recording this, and just like, bro, like I still feel like high school
yeah, high
for
school don't
like
feel like as far away
far,
as it was.
yeah,
Like we started high school,
in
what?
2006.
Girl, that's almost. I don't even want to talk about it, bro.
Bro, it because it doesn't feel well. I don't have the responsibilities that my mother had when she was my age, for one. And so it just feels different. It's a different type of vibe. Like I still feel like I'm one of the cool kids. I can be down with the crowd.
No, I definitely know that I'm old. I don't have as many responsibilities as my mother had when she was my age. She was married with two kids. I'm halfway there. Rose said if I become a millionaire, I can have a second baby. That's what he said. So I'm gonna need y'all to go to bedrockcosmetics.com. I'm gonna need y'all to go and follow me on social media, share my Facebook post so I can have me a son. Okay? All y'all listening to this. So then we can
Bro,
have
she say that. She's saying that. But you know
I
what, friend? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know I
Go right
really
ahead.
do. I do really kind of want a son. I have like mixed emotions about it from like a black woman's perspective. I kind of get nervous when I think about like raising a black son in America.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. All that's
but
true.
I do kind of want a son though, but also to be pushing doubles car seats and stuff like that. But let's become a millionaire first, and then we can circle back to the baby. So y'all run up my socials, share all my stuff, order from us, shop the Misguided Misfits merch, and then when I hit that what is it, 6 7 figures, whatever it is, I don't feel like doing no math right now. Then we can circle back to having a son.
Y'all,
But
we promised that we went to college because I don't know what the hell she talking about.
bro, 6 or 7 figures. Which one is it?
It's 7 for million.
So there we go. Isis, how long ago have I had to use? And honestly, I could probably solve a calculus equation right now. But do I? I don't be feeling like using that part of my brain. Okay, like leave me alone. But anyway, back to the topic. So Ice is always trying to throw shade and talk about me. First she said I can't read. Now she said I ain't go to college.
I didn't say you couldn't read, and I said we went to college.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, college math is a scam. I'm not even gonna lie to
Bruh.
you. You don't learn any. They have you go to class and learn one thing, and then the homework that they give you is a completely different thing that y'all didn't even go over. It's a
Bruh, do you
scam.
honestly, this might be a hot take, and I know we just congratulated all of the high school graduates, but college is kind of a scam.
It's a
Think
lot of a scam unless you're going into a per, okay, no, let me not say that. Having a secondary education is beneficial in some ways. Um but
but
nowadays you don't really necessarily have to have a degree for the type of occupations that these like people are going into now, except doctor, lawyer,
yeah,
nurse,
yeah, exactly.
that type of
That's a
stuff.
better. Think about this right now, Isis. This gonna blow your mind. There's a kid right now on YouTube reviewing toys that's making more money than us, and we went to
Although
a
he's starting to age out, I'm sorry that his parents need to stop that. That boy's a
yeah.
teenager. He need
But
to start
okay,
reviewing
even
some
not
teenage
him.
worthy
Think
stuff.
about think about the streamers. Think about the millions of influencers. Like I just seen a girl with she only got 100,000 followers, which not saying only because I ain't know what near that because I hate social media, but I know that it's beneficial in some ways. But she got 100,000 followers, and Coach just sent her some merch, and I was like,
But I will say, you don't have to necessarily go to a 4 year university. I think that's the biggest scam is like
yeah,
having to
yeah,
force
yeah,
these kids to think like you have to go to a 4 year university. You do not. It's okay
yeah,
to go to a community college, get your
yeah,
associate's degree. It's okay to go to trade school and get
yeah.
that
Go to a
certificate.
trade school,
All of
please.
that is fine. You can do trades at community colleges and get a degree in that with the certificates and all that. I think trying to push these kids into going to 4 year universities and spending all that money is a
Yes.
scam. Now, am I saying like sometimes it's nice for certain people? It's a certain type of people thing because some kids that's never been out in the world, a 4 year university might be where you need to go because to get the experience of being around different type of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
it's good in certain instances, but it's also kind of one of those things of like, and I don't know how high school and stuff is now. They probably are giving kids a lot more options and letting them know there are different options of how they can go about doing what they want to do. But I do feel like you could probably get your associate degree in something. So just in case what you want to do don't pan out, you have something
Yeah,
because
yeah,
a lot of places don't care what type of degree you have as long as they see you've done some type of secondary education. They like, oh, you're teachable. You
yeah,
can go
yeah,
on.
yeah. Because I do think that for me, and this is coming from somebody who got a degree that life happened, and I didn't really get to go in the path that I originally expected to go, which is perfectly fine. That happens in life, and I don't have any regrets. But for me, college was a place where I found like my forever people. So like, yeah, me and Isis went to high school, but college is where we really like, okay, this is my girl. Like we gonna have side by side caskets type shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I met a lot of my literally most of my bridesmaids I met in college. Except for like my family and then one other person. So I really think it's beneficial in some ways, but like please apply to every scholarship. I think going into debt for college is stupid. Like I really wish if I could do it over again. Like I literally have $30,000 in student loans right now, and I'm not using my degree, and it's kind of frustrating. But it could be beneficial. But make sure you do your research. Don't feel like pressure to go to college because it sound good. Like make sure that you really are thinking this out because I'm still dealing with the repercussions of college.
But don't be a bum. Have some type
Yes.
of something, goal,
Have a
something.
plan.
Even if you only take 2 classes a semester at your community college, eventually you'll have a degree. It do look good when you applying for jobs.
Yeah, I get you that.
So, you know,
If your job actually reads your application. Because I
yeah.
worked at my job for years, and when I was going for a promotion, um they told me like the rate that I'll be getting paid. And I said, well, you don't have that. I have a degree. And it was like, you got a degree? I'm like, yeah. And they was like, well, that'll probably only bump you up by this much percent. Give me my money, okay? And when I told them I had a degree, it did bump my salary up a little bit. So let me stop, front. Cause
I
my
about to say
salary,
there are some companies where you can work your way from the bottom to the top, but once you start getting to certain levels, they do want you to have a degree. Don't ask me
mm,
why. If you've been working at this company for 15 years, you probably know how to run it better than the CEO. But, you know,
but that's just
society.
our life lesson for the day. Shout out to all the people that's going to college, and if you're not going to college, don't think that you are less than or anything, because life be life, and just make sure you have a plan on what you want to do. But I want everybody listening to this also to, if I never hear about another rap beef for the rest of my life, like y'all still talking about Kendrick and Drake, like please. Like I seen a thing, Drake sold one of his houses. He's running from the charges. What charges? What y'all talking about? Y'all making my head hurt. Like, stop believing everything y'all see on social media. Like, I've been seeing people repost AI pictures. Like, oh, look what they doing. That's not real, Bookie. AI got y'all in a chokehold and y'all getting on my nerve. Like, social media is not real life. It's not. These celebrities ain't living the way you living. Like, I seen somebody posted that Jeffree Star was flying commercial. And he was like, nigga, just because I fly private sometimes, the reason why I have all this money is because I know how to manage my money. Like he said, stop believing everything you see on social media. Sometimes I fly economy because I'm trying to save that coin. And sometimes shit, you might be going somewhere that don't have first class and don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, chill out. Like, stop believing everything y'all see on social media. Like, buy the Shein clothes while you in like I seen somebody say, "Oh, you in Shein clothes, but in Bali." Like, what's wrong with that? I'm gonna wear my Shein clothes. And the thing, and I know they saying that they got terrible like work conditions, and I hope that's not true. But I think it, like, honestly, is anything ethically sourced at this point?
Bro, I was about to say, first of all, let's be honest. The biggest brands that y'all can think of that y'all spend all this money for, like that people always say, people don't get to the top without having to step on somebody.
That's deep.
So, like, come on now. Y'all out here spending y'all last on these brands that, first of all, don't care about you,
They really don't want us wearing their clothes.
bro. Because it'd be black people that be loud and wrong in the back talking about, oh, you got these type of clothes on, but you got this $1,000 bag. And
And act like we ain't on DH gate, okay? Like, keep it a buck.
but
Your
my thing
favorite
is,
celebrities.
even people that do actually go spend the money on some stuff is investment pieces.
Yeah. I
So,
agree.
like, if
Some
I
you gonna
want to
have
spend
forever.
my money on an investment piece and still be having my plain stuff everywhere else, that's fine. Like, first of all, get y'all be pocket watching too much. Like, what's in your pocket? What's in your wallet? Like, what's happening?
Look, we are not sponsored, but we would love to be. What is that, Capital One? Like, give us a call. But like, I really don't understand why people hate other people's happiness. Like, y'all be killing me. Like, let somebody be too happy. That's like your ex boyfriend seeing you in a relationship and wanting to call. Like, why you can't let somebody be happy? Like, that be what's be wrong with folks, that they be so invested in what's going on in somebody else's life that they can't let that person be happy. Like when Lotto was talking about her sister for having a Shein outfit on, like, girl, you ain't even like you just what they call it when you ain't established but you rich. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a little term for that. Like you new rich boo. Like relax. No one cares about what labels you have on unless you at the Met Gala or something and they asking you what you wearing. And even the people at the Met Gala don't buy those clothes. They just wearing them and they gonna give them right back to whoever the designer was. Like everybody just live your own life. Enjoy what you have because you worried about what somebody else got or what somebody else think. Them folks probably ain't got hot water at their house.
Also, I want to know, how is she in unacceptable, but y'all promote Fashion Nova?
It's the same. They
It's
be the
the
same.
same thing.
Girl, the same cheap
The
clothes.
way Fashion Nova be having to sell, oh, they say all the time. I don't understand what's the.
Bro,
I'm
they
not
be
understanding
basically
what's the difference.
stalking you. I had to get rid of their text messages because they was doing too much. Like I remember when we tax season came, they was like, "Spend your tax." I'm like, chill out, Fashion
Apparently, they might have got rid of whatever little marketing team they have for the text messages. Because I ain't been seeing. Because usually when stuff certain like events happen, they'll like the
Nova.
showroom will post
Yeah,
like they text message, and I ain't been seeing none lately.
they
Of
probably
them,
got complaints because nobody want to hear that.
bro.
Times is hard. Shout out to Aldi and Target and Amazon for lowering prices on their food, which they should have been done because like it's sad when you make I remember when we all was like, ooh, if I can make $20 an hour, if I can make $25 an hour, I'll be good. And then you get to that point and now the cost of living is more. Like I literally spent more money on a pack of grapes than I did on a pound of ground beef. Like that don't even like I spend more money on fruit, and that's probably because I have a toddler who don't eat nothing but strawberries and grapes and watermelons. But I just really feel like people have a misconception of what reality is. And when you really start to look at what you see on social media, you really kind of get a blurred line of what life is really like in the real world. Like people like everybody ain't listening to R. Kelly, and you be like, everybody? Well, everybody
Bro,
I
do
know
y'all
still
not
listening
have
to
y'all not
him,
heard of Chicago? Have y'all not heard of Chicago?
bruh,
Where he's from?
bruh,
People in Chicago don't give a damn about none of that. They will blast R. Kelly like
bruh.
the
But the
only way
internet
they
make
not
you think.
blasting R. Kelly is if R. Kelly. The only way they not blasting R. Kelly is if they found out R. Kelly pissed on their daughter.
And even still, because I remember when that happened, and the girl was just like, she was not embarrassed or nothing. Like it was just so regular to that neighborhood. And I'm just like, it is what it is. Like that's how you know that social media ain't real. Like everybody like cancel R. Kelly, but yet every TikTok trend.
His music has been popping
Cause
up a
what's the
lot
one
more
now?
lately.
Is Pimp Lucius
The Trapped in the
trapped in the
Closet.
closet?
Yeah.
Girl, like y'all be lying on social media, like all these people talking about how they ain't listening to Drake. I know y'all still.
First of
I'm
all, that is
sorry.
a lie. If I ever heard a lie, if I ever heard a
And then
lie.
calling Drake a colonizer is just crazy to me. Like y'all for real, acting like this man ain't black. Y'all really getting on my nerves.
And you know what?
Like,
Sometimes I be like, am I the coon? Am I the problem in the black
bruh,
community? Because some of the stuff that black people be up in the uproar about, I just be like, bro, y'all do more for less.
bruh,
Like I just be like, I just
bruh.
be so confused when it come to the outrage that black people be having about. And okay, he half black. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. He's still black. He's
Drake just need to go away for a little bit and then everybody forget because
and then
y'all
they
have the shortest attention spans.
I guess because everybody he's so corny. Drake has been corny. I'm so confused about he comes from Degrassi.
Bruh.
What
First
type
off,
of
I still listen to Replacement Girl, his first single with him and Trey Songz
Bro, the
on
songs that he
repeat.
came out with at the beginning when him and Trey Songz was in it together.
Bruh, y'all still listening to Drake. When Drake dropped that new song with Sexy Red, y'all all was listening to that. Like, I seen a post, and this ain't about Drake, but I seen a post where everybody was like, you know that movie, what's it called? The Magical Summer of Negroes.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was like, that movie ain't shit. Don't watch it. It's terrible. Why is it number 2 on Peacock right now? Because y'all watching this shit.
Even if you're hate watching it, you're
You
still
still
watching
giving
it.
it in energy. And that's the same thing how I feel about the whole Drake situation. Y'all still giving it energy, which is why he always gonna be fucking relevant. Like, at this point, y'all getting on my nerves. Like, shut up and let's
And
move
then
on to
my
the
thing
next
is,
topic.
people be like,
Cause
"Oh, he's always taking somebody else's culture." Them people don't care, obviously, because they still doing music with him. So
yeah, he be putting y'all favorite rappers on. It's so many rappers that we wouldn't know about and that wouldn't be as big as they are now if it wasn't for Drake hopping on their song. And is he using them to get clout? Sure, but they're using him in the same way.
if
It's
Drake came up to me and was like, ISIS, I want to take over y'all podcast for 2 weeks, a
this would
month.
be the Drake Misguided Misfits podcast. I ain't finna lie to you, cause he knows how to make a hit. Like, just keep it real. Like, y'all love Sexy Red.
Get it sexy, get it
Get it?
sexy.
Like, girl, we love all the people that he put on. And I'm not saying that they probably wouldn't have made it or whatever, but he had a positive influence on them, and that's okay. Like, y'all don't have to follow the trend. Sometimes it's okay to just say nothing. Like, if you like, and y'all also acting like Drake made bad music during the beef with Kendrick Lamar. Like, all his hits was the shit. Like, when he came out with Family Matters or whatever, whichever one, I can't remember the names of these people, these beef songs. But them shits was fire. Kendrick Lamar just had better strategy. So I'm just like,
I think
y'all,
I think I'm just missing. It's some people, and maybe because I don't follow music like that, I am very much a what's hot at the time type of person when it comes to music. And then I listen to like old music when we was in high school and college and stuff. But I think maybe because I'm missing something.
Ice, you ain't missing nothing. People just be flip flopping. Like, y'all was talking about, oh, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, but then y'all talking about, he sus because he wearing boots with heels on. That's what I've been seeing all over my timeline this week. Like, can y'all just go away? Like, we need something new to talk about in social media or whatever. Like, I'm tired. Like, my emotional battery has been so drained with everything that's been happening in social media. It's been so much negativity from the whole Diddy Cassie situation, which is so unfortunate. And I just hate how this whole thing is played out. And I really hope that Cassie has a really good therapist. Cause that video that we saw was just atrocious. Like, literally made my stomach hurt or whatever. And it's just a crazy time for social media, and I don't really want to spend too much time talking about the whole Diddy thing. The only thing I really want to know is, like, who is his publicist and, like, who is his advisors. One
First off, let's let him
thing,
put that sorry ass apology out.
like, literally 50
It
Cent
was
was like, who
sorry.
is working over there? Because you should have just said nothing, sir.
Said
You'd have been
nothing.
better off.
I was in a bad place and I hit rock bottom. And sir, we don't give a damn,
Yeah, just
to
send
be
her another
quite
20
honest with
mil.
you.
Just send her another 20 mil. But he probably ain't got it because he lost 18 brand deals that I've
And he
seen
had to
so far.
step down. He had to step down from Revolt. He
Yep.
had to step down from a lot of his companies because they was like, you a really great liability at this point. And now everybody is like, once that video came out, now everybody want to be on the bandwagon of, oh, he did do these things that at least Cassie is claiming. I don't know about nobody else, but
Yeah, because I did see another lawsuit has been filed
that
of.
video kind of solidified you. Like, you can't. He looked crazy. Like, he looked like he has some shit going. Anytime that you are just, you don't got time to put your shoes on because you trying to get away from somebody.
ISIS, I just want to take a moment to find out what kind of towel that man was wearing during that whole thing. And I mean this in the most serious way. Because you know how mad you got to be at somebody for your towel to never come undone while you
Bro,
kicking and punching and pulling somebody?
bro, bro. Then throwing vases at her. Who was in? He must have rented out the whole floor because nobody like.
Bro, allegedly he paid the hotel $15,000 to get rid of the video, included it in.
No,
I want my
I
money back.
mean the people that was staying on the floor. And I get
ISIS,
it. I
if
If
I
it was
heard
me,
that,
I'm not coming out the door, but I'm recording something. It's something I'm recording. I'm voice recording something on my phone because there's
yeah.
no way,
Definitely. I just hate, honestly, for everybody involved. Like, I want him to get some help. I want her to continue to surround herself with people who uh pour into her spirit, and that she has all the happiness and love that she deserves. Her
because her man,
husband's,
her man, her man definitely came out and said,
yes, yes, and he better not never do nothing ever. You can't hurt her feelings at all. None, sir. Like, you got to be perfect, and it sucks, sir.
I guess
Because
he probably knew that going in though.
yeah, because you got to know that everybody gonna eat you alive if anything else happens to that woman.
Also, I will say the conspiracy theories that show up on TikTok, they be so,
Bruh,
and I know it'd be like, this sounds the most craziest thing, but then you be like, but it could be real.
bruh,
Bro,
y'all
the
be,
best ones that come up is with Jaguar, right?
bruh.
And
But
I
no, I
know some
seen,
stuff she be sounding crazy, but some stuff I be like, well, I ain't in the music industry, so I don't know.
but no, what's the man name from That's So Raven?
Oh, Orlando
Orlando. He
Brown.
said I ain't never seen her at no Diddy party. So they both got the same crazy energy. And I want to see them in the same room because she started talking about him, and he was like, "Hold on, girl, I don't even know you." So you got to take
But
everything with a grain
sometimes
of salt
crazy
from the internet.
people, bro, sometimes crazy people, you be like, they crazy, they crazy. They be knowing sometimes. Sometimes
Bro,
it do
you
be
know who be
crazy.
knowing? Crackheads. Crackheads be knowing. They be strong and
Bro,
smart. It's like they can see into the future.
Cat Williams said, Cat Williams said, you got to
2024.
tell Diddy no. You got to tell Diddy no.
And he won wrong. And also, please, like, at this point, I don't know. I just feel like, 'cause, they've been trying to rope Jay-Z into it. Like, it's something about, but look, y'all be talking about these billionaires. But y'all girl Riri is a billionaire. So just wait till we start hearing the stories about what really be going on. Cause they swear for God, once you become a billionaire, that you had to do some dirty stuff to get there. So what y'all gonna do
Bro,
when something come out about her? Are we gonna have that same energy? But I like Rihanna, so I'm hoping
I don't know if she necessarily, I don't know if
that
she necessarily did herself dirty, but she definitely, dealing with Jay-Z on on what is it, Rock Nation?
she knows some
She done
skeleton.
seen
She
some
knows some
stuff.
business.
It's no, I think that's why she ain't making no music. I think she over it, but I also think that it's some other stuff that happened when she was just like, because I'm like, dude, is she even still on the label at this point?
Yeah, I think so. I think she's still with Rock Nation. But just think about that. Like, I feel like she knows some secrets, allegedly,
Yeah,
allegedly.
because she ain't made no music.
Except for that lift me up.
Oh well,
Oh my God, that song was so terrible.
But she ain't made her own personal music in a really long time for her to still be on somebody's label. And I'm pretty sure they got her they hands in her other stuff that she got going on in her life.
Yeah, because
But
she only owned a small percentage of Fenty and a small percentage of
it
Savage
ain't
and all that
enough to
stuff.
where her what her music was making back in the day,
But we still got wrote
as
that. What's
far
the
as them
last
getting
album
paid.
on rotation? Also, how do you feel about people who have like a hit album like Lauryn Hill, Cardi B, and like they take a hiatus and now they talking about they coming out with another album? Like I feel like to me, I can listen to Cardi B's first album with no skips. Like not none of the mixtapes, but I'm talking about the actual album. No skips. Lauryn Hill, she got a couple skips in there, but you know, according to Apple Music, she has the number one album of all time, which I feel like is a crock of
Bro,
shit.
that's everybody's opinion. I have heard a lot of people. Lauryn Hill is always either they number one or in they top
I
five.
can give you top five, but Miseducation of Lauryn Hill over Thriller.
Bro, people that I don't. I've never listened to the whole album because again, I'm not an album person like that.
Bruh, I'ma tell you right now, I'm finna go pull up the album and I do have the album on my Apple Music, okay? I do. I like Lauryn Hill. I love the Fugees. And this album is yo, let's go to the album. Okay, hold on. Let's go to the album. It's 16 songs. I'm gonna tell you how many of the 16 songs I like and know. Intro don't count as a song, okay? Lost Ones, that's pretty good. X Factor, top tier. Maybe I'm wrong, Isis. Hold on, I might have to revise my statement because I like a lot of these songs. To Zion, that's fire. Doo Wop, y'all like that song. That thing, that's top tier. Superstar, I'm skipping. Final Hour, I gotta be in the mood for that one. When It Hurts So Bad, I'm skipping that. Used to Love Him with Mary J. Blige on repeat. I like that one. Forgive Them, Father, I'm skipping that. Every Ghetto, Every City, I'm skipping that. Nothing Even Matters. Okay, we got you. D'Angelo, that's a hit. Everything is Everything, that's a hit, okay? The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, no, skipping that. Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, that's a hit. Tell Him, that's my shit. That I ain't gonna lie to you. So I'm gonna say about 80% is fire. But number one though, out of every album that ever existed, so me and my mother was talking about this, and she says that it's her number one album, or well, she can see why they put it as number one. But I said over Thriller. Oh, I'm finna play Thriller. They finna cancel our damn podcast. We can't afford to play Thriller on this podcast, okay? Not at all. Pause that real quick. But you can't tell me, bruh, and maybe in comparison, let's just compare. Thriller only had 9 songs on it. But 9 songs, no skips. And back then, that was an actual album, so they couldn't have 32 songs like Chris Brown be doing. Stop doing that. I don't want to listen to 30 songs. But every song on Thriller is a bop. Wanna Be Starting Something. Come on. Baby Be Mine. The Girl Is Mine is my shit. Thriller is a classic. Beat It. Billie Jean. Human Nature. PYT.
Bro, I didn't know all that was on Thriller album.
Lady in My Life. That's Thriller, bruh. Number one of all time. I stand by that. It has my stamp of approval, okay? And for me to be a 32-year-old woman listening to a song that came out 10 years before I was even born and it's still on rotation, that is a top tier album. Like we weren't even thought of in in 1982 when this album came out. I give Lauryn Hill top 5. I might even give her the second best album because the more I think about it, I actually did like. that album. But shout out to my girl Amy Winehouse for making the top 10 because Black Back to Black is literally one of my favorite all-time albums ever. So I'm pretty happy about that. But I don't know. And I think maybe because Lauryn Hill finna have an album out that her people.
Yeah, but at this point, she is. I don't know the way that she be being late all the time,
Well, she
wasting
can't even
y'all
promote
money.
the album because she ain't gonna be. Because they gonna do her like they was doing Miss Anita when she missed that damn. Y'all, they was upset. Okay.
First of all, I came across the TikTok and the lady was like, "Anita bald head ass." I said, "Whoa." Just can we get, I mean, they was literally outside of the arena in line. Her bald headed ass, I've been waiting on this since such and such time. And her bald headed ass, I said, we are talking about an elder, man.
Or she could have been sick or something. Like,
Also, Anita don't care. Cause she kicked, who was on tour with her at first?
girl, I
Opening.
don't. Was it Max? No.
Keith Sweat?
Was it Keith? It might have been Keith Sweat, but she definitely Keith.
It was
I'm not
somebody
mad
big.
about the top 10 albums on here though. I'm looking at the list right now. Some of them I've never heard, like the Beatles. I'm not really like a fan of them, but I understand why this Abbey Road on here. Just the album cover alone is kind of iconic. Frank Ocean, I don't know why his album is on here.
I
I
think
like the Orange album more than I like this particular album. Like Blonde, it's not bad, but his first album was better than this one to me.
yeah, I like the Orange album.
Purple Rain, top tier. I like Prince. I'm not like a stan of Prince, but him as an artist and musician is top tier. Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder, that's one of my favorite albums of all time. Like still on rotation. And this came out a billion years before I was born. Good Kid, Mad City, I feel like they only put that on there because of the beef. Because it's the only rap album in the top 10.
A lot of
I
people like that album.
ISIS over a Tupac album or something. I would have even took a Biggie album over Good Kid, Mad City. Like, come on.
I
Back,
don't.
Back to Black is literally my top 5 albums of all time on rotation, zero skips. Nirvana, that's a classic album. Is it on my rotation? Absolutely not.
I'm just mad they had that baby with that penis on there like that.
Is that no? That's not the penis. That's his foot.
Oh, it looked like a penis.
Oh my god! I said you gonna get us canceled.
That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, it's the back of his foot. But now that you look, I'm never gonna be able to unsee that. Thank you for ruining that album cover. You know that kid tried to sue them and say that he didn't get no money. Your parents got paid, sir. I'm sorry. And I think it might be a girl though. I don't think that's a dude. I think it's a girl. But anyway, whatever. Correct. Google it. Correct us if we wrong. Beyonce Lemonade was number 10, and that album was just iconic. No skips. The visuals was everything. I think that album was like a full blown movement.
Yeah, I think I will listen to Lemonade all the way through. Her 4 album also I can listen all the way through.
Yeah, that's the one before.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like that album.
Yeah.
Pretty. Yeah, I'm looking at the Beyonce album right now, and let's look and see.
Is Lemonade the
Ah,
one with Beyonce on that? Beyonce y'all on his mouth
no,
like liquor.
no.
So that's
Mm-mm.
4. That's 4 then.
Lemonade is this nigga cheating on me. I'm finna fuck all his shit up. That's that album
Well,
with
I know that. I'm just saying I don't know all the specifics.
literally no skips. Actually, I lied because I skip uh let me look. I skip forward. I skip that every time. Sorry, Kendrick Lamar, but I don't want to hear that freedom song unless you like every
Oh
day I
yeah,
don't want to
freedom, freedom.
no.
Seeing that in concert though, her in the water, that's nice. like
You
the
ain't got to throw
visual
it
of
in our
that.
face that you seen Beyonce in concert because she went with her other friend. She didn't. I wasn't invited when they went to
I
Beyonce.
actually went twice. I've seen Beyonce twice actually.
And the other time, I think you was in Chicago when you saw her. I wasn't there.
I didn't go to Chicago. I
When did
seen
you see
her,
her?
and I've seen her. It was either Nashville or Memphis that I seen her, and then the other time I forgot where we seen her at. It might have been
You was in
Atlanta.
Georgia. Yeah,
Yeah,
I wasn't invited, but whatever. I also skip. Actually, that's the only two songs I skip on the album. Maybe Sandcastles. I kind of skip that sometimes. I don't be in the mood for that.
we
But
been saying castle.
yeah, I definitely be skipping that. But the rest of them, but it's no skips, but it's also I have a thing about re-listening to certain songs. Like I really, really got to be in the mood. That go for TV, that go for movies, books. Like it has to be really good for me to want to like keep listening to it. And like I don't want to feel like a Black Panther every day when I'm listening to Beyonce or Kendrick Lamar. Like I don't be wanting to feel like that all the time. Sometimes I just want to have fun and not be depressed. And those songs kind of make me depressed. But the rest of them, pretty good. So I'm gonna say they top 10 was a pretty decent list or whatever. But I think that music is subjective. So is food and movies or whatever. So like what you like and don't let the internet influence you into liking what they want you to like.
But am
Be-
I waiting for another Cardi B album? No, she could keep putting out singles. I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
I think the her second album is gonna be trash, and
Yeah,
not and it's no disrespect to Cardi B because I love Cardi B. I've been loving her since she had messed up teeth and was doing videos on Instagram when she was still a stripper.
we got beef forever. Eh, eh,
Like
eh, eh.
that's how bad I like Cardi B. I like her personality, but and I think that's what shines through. I love her in the fashion industry. I love all of that or whatever. But
I
when it
think
comes to
that's really with. I think that's what the thing with Rihanna is now. Like Rihanna is so much more than so much
yeah,
bigger than her music career for the other stuff that she got going on, and Cardi B like as well. Like I love her when she gets on a feature. Like her feature with Glorilla is great on
yes,
Tomorrow
I
too.
love Glorilla.
Like but her other stuff that she has going on now is so much bigger than her music career. It's kind of like you can feel like she has to do something because she's only
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out with that one album. But girl, you
Bro,
keep doing
I
them little
literally
features
just seen
and keep
a
it pushing.
I just seen a post and this is a crazy fact. John Cena is the only rapper to drop a platinum album on his first try and to never drop another album again. It's okay to have something that's a good body of work and then to go focus on other things. Like literally, there's so many people who try to bottle up that and try to repeat that success and sometimes just be happy with that and keep it pushing. If you really, really want to make another album, who are we to tell you not to?
Because
But I feel like,
honestly, it's not that many rappers. Like again, I don't really follow rap like that, but from like the conversation around it, it's really not that many rappers who have multiple good like albums
yeah,
in
yeah,
succession. Like
yeah,
it's always the sophomore album flop, and then they might do something okay with their third, but honestly it's usually their first album is like the biggest thing, and then
hmm
anything after that they might have one or two songs that's good, and then out, from an album, and then after that it just be like they fall off. So,
yeah. And I can say everybody can't have a great catalog, a solid catalog like the Jay Z's and the Nas's of the world or
but they
whatever,
also
the
have a different type
Tupacs.
of fan base. Like they have a lot of older, loyal, like
Well, you
fan
calling
base
me old?
people. No, what I'm saying is that because his rap has evolved over the years, so
Yeah, yeah.
people
And I
old,
think that's what you have to do to
yeah,
maintain
people older than us,
relevancy.
they got him when he was still talking about selling.
Yeah, I think that it takes you to be authentically yourself to translate to a really good album. Like I feel like if you're trying to just make an album to hit trends, and I think, and y'all probably agree now because y'all all on the Drake hate train, but I think that's when I stopped kind of liking Drake's albums because it felt like he was just trying to jump on trends and not make it. Don't seem like he making the music that he wants to make.
Well,
It's
the
like he
music
just
he
trying
was
to stay
making at
relevant.
first, everybody was like, "Oh, this nigga always rapping about women and blah blah blah." He always sad. Da, 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 da. Everybody hated Drake when he was in his sad boy era, and that's what he was rapping about.
Literally,
Although,
uh,
go ahead.
Certified Lover Boy wasn't terrible, but I literally have hated his last. Honestly, Views was the last album of Drake's that I liked. Like the full body of work. I like this Scorpion because he had God's Plan, I'm Upset. I like that song. I like 8 out of 10. I like uh Nice for What. I like Finesse. I like In My Feelings. But for you to have a 2-part album, and for me to only like 5 songs, but literally Views was the last album start to finish that I really just was like, yeah, Drake is in it. And that was in 2016. Damn. He one of those people too that need to be just make hits.
Yeah, because honestly, again, I don't know Drake. I don't know his personal life, but I can't see anything in his like with a Jay-Z. He went from selling drugs to he
Yeah,
was in a
what else are you
relationship with
talking about at this point?
Beyonce, and then he a family man now. He making more money and he got businesses, and then he cheated on Beyonce, so that was another thing. And now they in a good place, so they got
Yeah.
kids and. I mean,
Yeah, I feel like Drake hasn't evolved as a person yet. Like he's still stuck
yeah.
in that same
Cause what he like
realm.
35?
No, he got to be old. Yeah, he might. Let's see how old Drake is. Alexa, how old is Drake?
Drake is 37 years old. By the way, you have a new notification. Do you want to hear it?
No. So Drake is 37.
And 37 is old, but also he not married. He got a son. Like
Maybe. Wink, wink.
and then like he's a single man. I don't how much is there for him to rap about as far as life?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Other
getting
than
hoes.
other than him fucking bitches. I don't there's nothing else to
Buying him
talk
a
about.
Birkin, like, sir,
Yeah.
it's time to settle down. And I'm not even saying that in reference to his beef with Kendrick Lamar because Kendrick Lamar hasn't been a perfect father, husband, whatever. But I do think it's time for him to kind of leave those strip clubs alone, find some healing, and I think that's when his music will really, really, really start to hit.
But I mean, I guess I mean, I don't know. If it was me and I'm making all this money, it gotta
Yeah.
be the perfect not perfect, but it's gotta be somebody that's really I'm like, yes, I really wanna be with you to make me settle down in my
But I
life.
hope that you feel like that for whoever you decide to settle down with. Like, don't just settle down for the sake of settling down.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like everybody like he need to grow up, but it's kinda like, well, who the hell he settling down for? He don't got Rihanna.
Damn, he fumbled the bag on that one.
So who is he settling down for? Obviously not the baby mama. And obviously, she don't care because you don't hear nothing from her. He pays her very well, or whatever the case. But
Facts. She be
she's
so
very content
she over in
in her
France living her
position.
best life. Okay.
She's very content in the position that she in. So I think people just forget about he doesn't have like what else is he rapping about? He's flying everywhere. He fucking all these women. Like that's what his music is about.
Yeah, I agree, and I can see that. And at the end of the day, when he ready, that's on him.
Hell, cause Pusha T still talking about selling drugs. Pusha T probably ain't sold a drug since
Shit, since we
when
was in fucking high school,
he
maybe.
married, got kids, and he still be rapping about drugs,
Like,
sir.
sorry, wrap that shit up.
Let come on now.
And I
We
think
give you
that's
a
what.
pass because it sound good, but come, let's be real.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just be trying to keep up with the trends, and they all trying to eat. Like bills is not just expensive for us. Imagine trying to maintain that lifestyle, so they feel like they have to continuously put out bodies of work so they can
Yeah.
stay
And
relevant.
people want rap music to be what it was, and it's not gonna be like that. Rap started off as a conscious thing.
A
Rap
hip,
used to
a
sound like
hop,
a
a
hip
hippie to the
hop
hippie to the
hippity
hip.
hip hip. That's what rap used to sound like back then.
I think we just look at everything in this like nostalgic lens. That goes from like TV, movies that we used to watch. Like you're always gonna think that the era that you grew up in is the best era. Like, me and Ro are thinking about doing this podcast, this WWE podcast, right? And I love the Attitude Era just like everybody else, but like you can't keep comparing this era now to the Attitude Era. Like we have to love everything for where
Ain't
it's
that when
at.
they was doing Suck It?
Yeah, they was doing that. They was doing all type of
You can't
inappropriate
do
shit.
that stuff no more on TV. That's
Cause as soon as they do some inappropriate shit, it's gonna be somebody's mother writing to WWE. Like I was reading a thing, and y'all know John Felix Anthony Cena is my favorite person and my favorite wrestler of all time. And they were like, I just hate that he stopped doing the hip hop situation. First off, side note, like John Cena in real life is like a really, really big rap fan. Like he like one of them people that could tell you 1999 this shit came out. Like that's his vibe. And he used to like they was battle rapping on the bus, and that's how they found out that he was a rapper. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. The reason why he had to stop doing that shit is because eventually somebody gonna be like, okay, hey, this is inappropriate. Like he was saying some real inappropriate shit on TV, and he had kids and stuff. They had a lot of youth watching WWE, and they kind of transitioned to wanting to be more of a family show so they could be more marketable. And at the time, rap was. And really, even still now, it has like a negative connotation to it, like they link it to violence and blah blah blah. So that's why he had to transition. And sometimes you just gotta grow. And the things that
also,
we
I
could
think
do.
people forget that, and it's not right. And black people, obviously, hip hop is a black people very centered thing, but also consumerism is a white people thing, and you have to
Yes.
appeal to white people if you want to keep making the money that you want to make. It
Yeah,
sucks.
cause yeah,
It
cause
looks crazy when these rappers be at these shows and it's a bunch of white people in their audience, and they get to the nigga part and everybody in the audience saying nigga. It looks crazy. It sounds crazy. But guess what?
they bought the
These
ticket.
people is paying these folks bills. Do it make it right? Absolutely not, because we as black people, we set the tone for everything in this
Yep.
country. But hey,
You gotta
hey,
start spending that money. Which we
hey,
do spend a lot of money, but we don't. It has been shown that I think it's like 70% of like consumership in terms of rap is white people, but not making rap, but consuming it.
consuming it. Especially in the South, you see them white boys and them big old pickup trucks with them big ass wheel monster trucks,
Bruh, they listen to country
blasting
and rap.
Lil Wayne
You'd be
that
like,
know all the damn words. That you just be looking like,
bruh, our son, he know more rap than me. Like, I'd be like, what you listening to? He'd be like, I'm listening to blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, I ain't never even heard of this person. Which we also getting older too. But I really think that it's important for us to let stuff evolve and to stop looking at everything with rose colored glasses, because everything not gonna be the same that it was. Like I remember when gas was under $1. Do I wish we can go back to that time? Hell yeah. But I have to be okay with where we are now. And I think that that's the issue with a lot of stuff, is that we so used to listening to music and consuming movies. Like honestly, I think that movie theaters should shut down, because I don't think that we consume movies in the same way that we consume other content. And that's partly because of COVID or whatever, but I think that it's time to for us to evolve, and until we do that, is we never gonna get anywhere or whatever, and we have to take stuff for what it is. right, so it's time for my favorite part of the episode, your favorite part of the episode, and it's the Am I the Asshole? And this one, as always, is a story that we haven't read that we're reading for the first time with you guys and giving our genuine reactions. So the title of this one is Am I the Asshole for Wanting to Divorce My Husband Because His Parents Open Relationship? Hi everyone. I need a second opinion badly. So I'm 28, husband is 27, and his parents are in their early 50s, late 40s. Husband and I have two kids under 10. Straight to the point. My daughter came home from her grandparents' place recently with a new toy. It was expensive. The in-laws are not that rich and they're super stingy. So I questioned her and she told me that grandma and grandpa's special friend got it for them. Instant red flag. I questioned my son, the same thing. I went to my husband and he suddenly was very quiet. I pressed and learned that his parents have an open relationship. I didn't get many details since he was embarrassed and ashamed of the fact, but I blew up. I have no idea who this special friend is, and when I take my kids over to the in laws, they are there to see their grandparents, not their grandparents' special friend. The fact that they let my kids around them was more than enough for me to go full mama bear mode. I fought with my husband that night about keeping that from me, and keeping that from me was huge in my eyes. He let our children go over there knowing that his parents were up to that stuff. He claims that it wasn't his business, so it shouldn't be mine either. I said that our kids were exposed to strangers, so yes, it is my business, and it should be his too, and we didn't reach an agreement. I found out through my kids that almost every time they go over there, there's someone new around. Sometimes the in laws even leave and let their friends watch my children. I felt sick. I called my mother in law and cussed her out. My kids are not seeing their grandparents for the foreseeable future, and my husband is angry with me. The in laws, too, but I'm so angry that I can't interact with them, and I might go to prison if I do. I want to divorce my husband. He's been angry and pleading and begging, yelling at me, crying, getting me gifts and everything. He says I'm throwing away everything over this thing that his parents did. So why punish him and the kids? Why break up a happy family? My friends are saying that I'm overreacting. My husband's friends are calling me an asshole, and the only person on my side is my mother. My parents are fighting too because my mom sided with me. I don't think I'm wrong, but the kids miss their grandparents and like their friends because they always brought them gifts and played with them. I don't trust this and I feel like I'm going crazy. Am I overreacting? I'm in the guest room spiraling. Important info. My husband says that he has known about his parents' openness since he was a kid. He claims that his parents had no idea that he even knew, including now, but I don't believe that. He said that it was never his business and he was embarrassed and had no idea that his parents were still doing this. He claims that he didn't know that they were bringing them around the kids too, but I don't buy that at all. If they didn't when he was a kid, why stop now? I forgot to add that since I'm not thinking well, my words are jumbled. This is also why I want a divorce. I believe that he knew all along, but neglected to tell me. That is a key piece of information, and that is what's really doing it for me. I need to calm down again before I can properly address anything. Reading some of the comments, and I can see that I'm still in anger, shock mode, and I can't make any good decisions like this. What you think?
It's a couple different. Initially, I was like, well, maybe it's just like they just got one special friend. Like, this might be something that you can like have. Well, I think the whole thing is something that you should probably sit down and have an adult conversation about it. But then when it came to the point where she was talking about it's always somebody different, and granted, it could be it's just stay friends. But since I don't know what y'all got going on in y'all open relationship, these could be just some random I don't know. But I think it's kind of weird that the husband never said anything, because if you know your parents just be having random people around for their open relationship, and you got kids now, that is kind of something you should probably like let your partner know, like, hey, this type of lifestyle they have, like, have a conversation with your parents and be like, hey, I know this y'all lifestyle, but I don't think, with the kids and everything, y'all can't just be really bringing anybody and everybody. It's kind of like if you got a kid and you dating somebody new, like you're not gonna just bring that person
Yeah.
automatically around your kid before you like get to know them. um and I think maybe because for me, like, I can understand I don't have a kid, so I don't feel that rage. But I can only imagine, like, as a parent, because it sounds like, and I'm not putting nothing on nobody, but it kind of sounds like she might have had some stuff going on in her life to where that type of thing is like a trigger.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
nobody
Yeah.
wants somebody random around their kids all the time, but it really sounds like that's like a trigger for her. And like, she just want to protect her kids because, I mean, hey, people, you don't know what people got going on these days, and you don't want to subject your child to something unknowingly, like buying a kid an expensive gift and not letting their parents know what's going on or who it's from is kind of like that's a little bit crazy. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I think she's doing too much because when your kids is involved in some stuff, it becomes a different um avenue of thinking. If it was just him and her and she just found this out, I'd be like, girl, you tripping a little bit. But when kids is involved, that becomes a different type of situation. So
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think she's overreacting, but I understand where she coming from. Like, I'm not gonna divorce my husband based off something that his parents are doing, because, like he said, it's really not her business, and it's also not like, I don't want to say it's not his business to tell, because me and my husband definitely be gossiping, but I think the issue is the having people around her children, not the lifestyle. It's more
yeah,
so you not telling me that you have these people over or whatever. Like, that's also kind of weird and suspect. And of course, the
yeah.
child is going to want to be around somebody that's doing things for them and buying things for them, and they're going to be confused in terms of like their feelings about this person or whatever. But I'm just pro not having my baby around everybody. Like, people be like, "Oh, you spoiling her, blah blah blah." No, it's more about protecting your kids from the unknown, because the world is already a crazy place, and I want to be able to protect and control the environment as long as I possibly can. Because at some point, you're gonna have to let your kids out into the universe, and you don't know what could happen to them. And when you have all these random people over, you don't know if they might be a pedo or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
And
it's
then
better to be safe.
leaving them
Yeah,
there with
that was
these
kind of
people.
crazy.
Yeah,
Don't leave my child anywhere. If I leave my child with you, my child should be with you for the duration of the time that they're at
yeah.
your
I think
house.
just the levels of it is probably what made her like continuously like angry. Like, I'm already angry, but then it's it's a bunch of random people, and then also you leaving them with my kid. Like, yeah, that's a little much.
Yeah, that's the part that really like behooves me. I ain't seen his videos in a real long time, but I was saying that for a long time off of that. But I don't think it's warranted for you to divorce your husband over it. Like, if you want to leave your husband, just say that or whatever. But I think this is something that you could come to understand it. Like, hey, maybe the grandparents come over to the house and they're allowed to see the child in under supervised visits or whatever. Or do y'all have an agreement where the grandparents don't have any of their friends over when they're watching the children, and keep
I'm
it
gonna need
pushing?
him to let that "it ain't none of my business" situation go though now, because it's kind of like you got kids and you having them over
Yeah,
there. That's any
yeah, it becomes your
It's your
business.
business. Like, you're not a kid no more. Like, it ain't just you that's happened. Like, now you got
And he
kids.
might have some trauma too when it comes to that. He might not know how to deal with his feelings, because clearly it sounds like it's something that has been bothering him since he was a kid. So it might be that is his issue, and he just don't like to talk about it because it brings up like really weird feelings for him. Because you kind
Yeah.
of think it puts your parents on like a pedestal, and you want them to be perfect, and you also want other people to think that they perfect. So I can kind of see him being like shutting down when it comes to that and being
It's
uncomfortable.
definitely they all need to sit down as adults once everybody calm down, and a lot of therapy
Yeah,
probably
yeah, I agree.
needs to go into that. But
Yeah, I definitely don't think you should end your marriage over it though.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not married, but bro, like, you know, I don't know. I also don't have kids, so it's kind of like a that's
Yeah,
yeah. Cause him trying to be like, they don't, I didn't even know they were still doing that,
like
sir,
sir, you
sir.
should have told your wife, and it's okay.
Yeah,
Because I definitely want to be like, girl, guess what? Like I'd be like, oh my god, I heard blah blah blah. Like I really would love to write a book about my in laws.
yeah. I think it's just a lot of like stuff, a lot of miscommunication, a lot of triggering things, a lot of trauma and stuff, and hopefully they can figure it out. I think she's just so upset. It's kind of like when somebody tell you to calm down
Oh
when you
yeah, yeah,
mad,
yeah,
and him constantly being like, I don't understand why you're upset. I didn't know,
yeah.
this
Gaslight
and
the fuck
that
out of her. Yeah,
is like making it worse. But they do need like a mediator, like somebody that can like really
be
talk them
objective.
through the
Yeah,
feeling, yeah, and their feelings that they have going on.
yeah, I agree. But if you made it this far in the episode, thank you guys so much for listening. As always, make sure you're following us on social media at Misguided Misfits Pod. Make sure you shop our Juneteenth merch that has dropped on bedrockcosmetics.com, and you can go directly to the Misguided Misfits merch link and shop to your heart's content. Also, make sure you're following Bedrock Cosmetics on all social media platforms. Let's get those numbers up so I can have me a son. And what you got, Icy?
Follow me on Isis Pulls Up a Loop. I did post one new post.
Okay, girl.
It's up there
I
of my
see
ruffle
it.
hats. So go on there and
Yeah.
support, like that post up. Um, yeah, that's Isis Pulls Up a Loop on Instagram.
Well, as always, we love you guys. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.